Hey, I'm Nathan Campy, and today I'm going to be playing some Project Zomboid. I already started off a character that I'd like to show. She's only gotten a little way, but her name is Deanne Heinz, and she's good with baseball bats, and I'd like to think that she's a veterinarian, because she's got the farmer profession, but first aid skills, so to me that means maybe she, no. Wait, where'd I get underweight and out of? Oh, I suppose that must have just been the default take. I randomized this character to get the stats. So we're in Moldra right now. I've looted a couple houses. I've got a key to that car, but it's got no gas in it, so that's not particularly useful. Let's see if the recording is working right. Looks like we're getting actual images of the footage, so I'm gonna rest. And it's 6 o'clock at night, so I'm gonna move my way up that way. Trying to avoid those guys, because that's a larger horde than I feel comfortable sleeping in the proximity of. Alright, there's some guys covering up there. The baseball bat's gonna work really well because she's got some baseball experience. Hopefully when they add animals to the game, the farming skill will apply to that. That would justify all I'm saying about being a vet. Otherwise, it just doesn't make any sense, because vets don't naturally have a tendency to be better growing plants. But in my opinion, oh, she was raised on a farm. Your dad taught her to drive the tractor, stuff like that. So when she went off to school, she got good at, you know, treating animals, that sort of thing. And gotta stay away from that. Whenever there are more than 3 stacked up in a row, that's a spot where if you make one mistake, you're just absolutely gonna die. And she maybe played women's softball or baseball in college. I think most colleges only have softball teams running. At least that's all I've seen, and that's all they have at my. Well, I don't even know if they have one at TCC, but they have a spot where they could play if they did. I've got a pistol lying around. Yeah, right there. There's another one in the upstairs bathroom of this house, but it's not very much the sort of pistol that I want to use. I'm getting hungry, I'm terrified, I'm tired. This is just the way that Zomboid goes on your first day. Look at that, some rotten food. Everybody loves rotten food. I'm just trying to speak softly out of respect for the other people who live in my apartment. But yeah, I've already looted this house, but I feel compulsive need to check everything again. So actually, instead of resting, I'm gonna close all that stuff up. Now, it's bad to be losing weight because she's already underweight. I want to eat some sardines, maybe drink another soda pop. But her weight's already 70 kilograms, and average kilograms is 80, so she's pretty underweight. That's about... Oh, that was just some woman off in the distance discovering the meaning of getting 8. Was trying to put a tin can on the ground that was already on the ground. That's really excellent. Alright. Now that's all eaten, and before bed, she's going to regale herself with the tales of interesting metalwork. This is definitely a part that I'll cut out if I upload this video. Oh, dang. Getting tired. Oh. Covered in blood. Well, wake up in the morning, totally covered in blood, right next to an empty locker. 6:30 in the morning, so a decent time to wake up. Still have the rest of the day ahead of you. through the window and immediately crash as soon as I get outside because I don't know what's around here. I know that that's Cortman Medical. There are some residential houses over there. Residential houses. What a redundancy. There's a grocery store up there, some sort of Whole Foods market. So, in other words, a place that's going to smell like hell because of all the rot. I do also have the key to that ambulance. I found it in the first place which the recording failed to pick up. And, yep, the key icon appeared when I went next to it, which is just a reminder. So I'm going to use the hammer here just to save a little bit of durability on the bat, build a secondary weapon. I was thinking I'm going to go for short blade on this character as my secondary weapon skill, because short blade is pretty much easy to find and very rewarding. Okay, now I have some smokos. She doesn't smoke, she understands health consequences, even though it's the early 90s, so I don't know if anybody really cared about that at the time. But there's the other reason to work with the hammer instead of just using the bat, because it allows me to build up secondary skills like maintenance while still being able to fight. And maintenance is an absolutely... oh no, I'm going to use the hoodie. I like the color more. A little bit purple. Hey, there's a backpack. Trauma bag. It's a cool looking backpack too. If I was in a multiplayer server with this character, I'd probably work on her archetype being completely... wait, pull next sweater is replaced by hoodie. Okay, so I'll hold on to that in case I need to rip it for bandages or in case... no. I like the way the neck sweater works. Looks better anyway, and it protects the neck. I forgot. Sometimes when you play with a lot of mods, you forget which replaces which, because some people make clothing mods that make those have different layers so that you can wear both at the same time, or they make exceptions to those rules. It's just all about personal preference, but the trauma bag is a massive find, because now I've got suture needles and medicine things, which will mean that if I break my friggin' hands climbing through shattered glass, I'll be able to get it out quickly, cleanly, and effectively, which is a very important measure to be taken when you're trying to get back to health. Overalls, those might look cool, and they've got chest protection. Yeah, that's fine looking, I guess. Didn't know the sweater would go over him. That's kind of a weird choice. But as far as practicality goes, maybe it's need to avoid getting caught on something. I don't know, it just seems kind of stupid. These overalls have a nice big front pocket. You know, but maybe this is just the way some people do it. Probably the body groups is hard anyway. Leather jacket. It's not cold enough for me to want to wear an actual coat. I feel like I'm kind of pushing it with the overalls. If I start getting hot, I'll go down to just something. Well, that lady, she went down to just something. She's only got underwear and a bikini on. That's no way to be walking around dead. Sacrilege. Sack dignity, too. Well, there's ripped up leather jacket. None of these people wear any good clothes. They've got no fashion sense, except that doctor over there. Looking good with that white lab coat on. Always a cool piece of clothing, but it's not actually that useful. It really hurts your run speed, but it's not too hot. Head's 20 scratched. That isn't bad at all, but I don't feel that clothing like that would fit the aesthetic of this character. So what I'd want from this place, if I'm finding actual medical loot, for the most part, medical loot isn't actually that useful. I saw a zombie walk this way. Come on. Let's not shout. Let's just whisper. Come on. Let's make friendly. So a scalpel. Where the fuck were you hiding behind a bookshelf? How? And I'm lacerated on my head. Well, shit. Cornered in here. How? I thought bookshelves were see-through. Thought I was good. Thought maybe she hopped out the window. So, that's a bad start. I've only been on this character for a day and I've got a head laceration. That shouldn't really affect my combat too much. It doesn't rip my clothes. It's not pleasant. A little bit of stomping, a little bit of smashing, a little bit of fighting. We've got this. So long as I don't get infected by that laceration, I should be okay. Ranger pants and ranger jacket, something that I like. I like the way the ranger hat looks, but it doesn't make sense for this character. I'm just gonna go back in and pick back up the black cowboy hat, because that's an impeccable fashion statement. Fashion statement being probably a bad guy in a spaghetti western, but and it feels so good to be bad. Getting bit by a zombie like that, I must be bad. At least in video games. So the things that I want to find at this medical center are actually going to be useful to me right now. That's going to be beta blockers to reduce my fear and painkillers to get rid of the pain. Make me much more effective at taking care of myself. Oh, let's see if there are any in the glove box of this, because now I'm attracting company, and I don't exactly have the facilities to give them a good time. So I can grab the surgical gloves, because they'll help me avoid getting my hand scratched out, and I think they look cool. Painkillers right there. Just casually taking some pills while 3 feet away from gnawing anguish. Okay, I'm gonna check behind me. When I fight, I like to give a couple smacks, then turn around and see if there's something behind me, especially if there's a big stack up like that. It just helps alleviate some of the risk of combat. So my head really hurts now, because a laceration to the head, I mean, her ears are hanging half off or something like that. Luckily, she has the medical skill to take care of herself. Nice fast swings on that baseball bat. What's her skill at now? 3. Yep. I'm playing with the XP multiplier to make the game a bit less grindy, but she's also good with that, so got my toes scraped. Luckily, I'm wearing thick shoes. When stuff gets iffy. So I'm gonna put the baseball bat on my back. I'm gonna walk for a while. Just see how many are following me. A decent amount. Use the hammer because it's a bit less intensive on the energy. You see, you don't want to take a strike when there are 3 stacked up like that. That can take you down. You want to have a line so that when you hit one, there's not another one filling its face or plate. Because if there is, that's how you get yourself pulled down. Because the one you hit might be stunned, but its buddies aren't. Like that, I would not smack that pile. In fact, I'd dash from it because they're going to make a bite attempt. And so just tapping the jog button is going to get you out of that situation. I don't have wood glue, but if I do have duct tape, so still going to be pretty conservative with the baseball bat because that thing is a pinch hitter. By that I mean it'll help me get out of a pinch. It's a baseball joke for you. Pinch hitter is a person you put in when you need a little bit of gumption in a tricky spot in a game of baseball. Okay, so let's find some beta blockers because currently I'm experiencing extreme panic, and I don't know if you've ever been panicked before, but it makes it hard to do the things that you would normally consider pretty regular and simple. So First Aid Volume 1 is actually a useful book. That chair. No. Okay, well, the surgical gloves help. Did they get torn up? Nope. But there was glass in that window. I was sincerely worried that I was going to get a big piece of glass lodged in my hand. But, you know, I'd be okay. I've got the medical skill and the gear to take care of it. It's just not the sort of thing that you want to have happen. Pain's coming back, so just keep fighting. All you have to do until you win. No matter what comes around, just keep fighting. But I wish I had my hat back. I'm just not going in there for it. Not a worthwhile endeavor. So the high population makes situations like this pretty common. Until I get very high skill, I'm going to be doing a lot of kiting and a lot of hanging around metal fences so that they can hop over. Maybe I get to take out one by crushing its head. I'm going to walk down the fence this way. So I've got some distance and hop over. Shotgun shells in the park ranger. Did she have a shotgun too? If she did, that would be a great way to train myself up to be able to use those pistols if I could get the shotgun out in the middle of nowhere where I can use it so effectively. So as you can see from that, the paint icon isn't shaking when I hit. It's just showing that you're not experiencing a huge impact on your combat ability from that paint. It's still going to reduce my speed and accuracy, it's just not doing it in the most major possible way because the injury isn't local to the hand. What's really making it so that I'm depending on knockdowns is A, my low skill, inept with anything but a baseball bat, B, the amount of fear I'm experiencing. I didn't get any blood pressure medication, otherwise I would be in good shape for the rest of this fight. I'm surprised, because normally the medical center has all the blood pressure medication in the world. Why wouldn't they? So now I'm getting tired. I'm just gonna give it the old walk around the block. See if I can find some more food. Because not only am I scared and a little bit tired, hungry. And that's damaging my combat ability. So that is not a place where I can really look. Just rotten fruit. So right now I'm gonna try and attract a big horde. Just get them out of the way. Sneaking means now I lost the cause. But I'm not tired, it's only 12 o'clock, I've only been awake 6 hours here. So I can just kind of go for a walk through town and lose them through a building once I get to one. I want that truck there. Pretty much have one vehicle mod on right now, which is a 1988 Volvo 744, which is a very cool car. I'd love to have one of those, but in real life, I think I have the equivalent of that. That's probably that's probably meant to be a Chevrolet S10 or one of the larger variants. Oh jeez, I do not like moving through trees. It's really risky.